Hi, welcome back to The Black Pearl by Scott O'Dell. Yesterday we read chapter 13, and in chapter 13, Ramon Salazar, our main character, had taken the Black Pearl back from the Madonna in the church, and he was taking it and trying to throw it back into the sea, back to the Monte Diablo, hoping that his village will have better luck. And as he's throwing it back into the sea, the Sevillano comes and actually steals it back from him, and then makes Ramon get on a boat, and they are heading on a journey that Ramon is not so sure of. He doesn't know what's going to happen to himself or to the pearl or what's going on or where they're going. So here we go, chapter 14. The wind blew fresh from the south, and we made a goodly distance that morning. At noon we ate some of the cornflakes the Sevillano had brought, and then I lay down and slept. When I awoke at dusk, I asked the Sevillano if he wished me to take the tiller while he slept. "No," he said and grinned. "I have little trust in you, mate. I might never wake up, and if I did, I would most likely find that you had turned the boat around and we were sailing back into La Paz." Nevertheless, the Sevillano did doze off, but with one eye open and one hand on his knife, and the pearl held between his bare feet, which had long toes, almost like fingers. The wind slackened, and as the moon came up, I saw a movement on the sea, some 2 furlongs astern. It was not a wave that I saw because the sea was smooth. There were many sharks around, so I thought that a few of them were feeding upon a school of fish. Shortly I saw the movement again, and this time the moon's light shone on the tips of the outspread wing-like fins, rising and slowly falling. It was plainly a manta. We had seen several of these creatures that day, sunning themselves or leaping high into the air out of good spirits. Therefore I paid no heed to the one swimming behind us. I fell asleep and awoke about midnight to sounds that I felt I had dreamed. The sounds were small and not far distant, like the sounds that wavelets make as they slide upon a beach. Suddenly, I found that they were nothing I had dreamed, for not more than 100 feet away and clear in the moonlight, a giant manta was swimming along behind us. "We have a companion," I said. "A big one," replied the Sevillano. "I wish he would swim out in front, and then I could tie a rope to him, and we could soon be in the city of Gamos." He laughed at the picture he called up, but I sat silent and stared at the giant manta swimming close to the stern of our boat. That it was the same manta I had seen earlier in the evening, I had no doubt. "He smells the cornflakes," said the Sevillano. At daylight, the manta still swam behind us. He was no closer than before, swimming along at the same pace as the boat, with only the slightest movement of his fins, more like a giant bat swimming through the air than like a fish. "Remember on the voyage," I said to the Sevillano, "when we were coming home and you shouted, 'Monte Diablo!' and the Indian got scared? Well, he should be here now to see this one." "I have seen many," said the Sevillano, "but this one is the monster of them all. He will measure 10 paces across from fin to fin and weigh more than 2 tons. But they are a chummy sort, these sea bats, friendly like the dolphins. I have had them follow my boat for a whole day, yet never with malice. Still, with a mere flip of a fin or a twitch of their tail, they can send you into eternity." Most of an hour went by, and then the manta swam out ahead of us. As he passed the boat, I clearly saw his eyes. They were the color of amber and flecked with black spots, and they seemed to fix themselves upon me, and me alone, not upon the Sevillano. I also caught a glimpse of his mouth, and for some reason remembered that my mother had told me that the Monte Diablo had 7 rows of teeth, and I said to myself, She was wrong. He has no teeth above only one set below, which is dull and not sharp, like knives, and very white. The manta turned and came back, swimming in a wide circle around us. Then out he went again. But this time, when he returned, the circle was smaller, and the waves he made caused the boat to pitch about. "I grow tired of our friend," said the Sevillano. "If he swims closer, I will give him a taste of this harpoon." I wanted to say to the Sevillano, "You would not best molest him. One harpoon would be only the prick of a pin," I tried to say. "This is not just a manta that swims there. This is the manta diablo." But I couldn't. My lips were frozen. I think it was the amber eye that was fixed upon me as he passed, upon me, and not upon the Sevillano. Yet it might have been the stories that had frightened me as a child before I had learned to laugh at them, and now came flooding back, more real than they ever were. I do know that suddenly I was certain that the giant swimming there was the Manta Diablo himself. The circles grew smaller. We were in the center of them. The boat, the Sevillano, myself, the Pearl. Of this I had no doubt. The boat began to rock violently, and water came in, and we both had to bail with our hats to save it from sinking. A half-mile or less off our boat was an island called Isla de los Muertos, Island of the Dead. It had gained its name because on it lived a tribe of Indians who were known to do away with all those who landed there, to spear turtles, or for any other reason. "Keep at the bailing and I will row," said the Sevillano. "We head for the island." "I would rather take my chances on Los Muertos," I said, and never in my life meant anything more. As if he sensed what we planned to do, the Manta Diablo swam off to a distance and sank out of sight, and allowed us to reach the island safely. We'll find out tomorrow what happens on the island in chapter 15. Have a great day.